So today I wanted to also talk about the whole concept of the mind, body, spirit again, the three battles. Okay, of how like you can win one battle but lose the other two. Okay, but I wanted to look at it in the terms of like conquered nations. Okay, or revolutionaries trying to use their martial art to be able and hiding it from the authorities to eventually revolt and win back their freedom. Okay, and I talk about this like like the capoeira guys saying, "Oh, we're just dancing, we're not doing any martial, we're dancing," right? Or like the Chinese opera guys like doing like opera work. This is just opera. This is drama, right? The lion dancers going, "Oh no, we're just trying to collect donation money," that kind of stuff. Okay, the bone dancers going, "No, we're dancing around in a circle. We're not doing bagua," right? So a lot of times what you see is revolutionaries like hide their martial art, in some type of other cultural event. No, we're just doing exercising. We're exercising. We're not doing any martial arts. We're not like holding some type of gathering that's going to like try and revolt against the government, right? So that's a lot of times that's how it goes, right? But like me, I'm Okinawan, right? So people ask me, "Oh, how come you're not teaching Kempo? How come you're not teaching like Okinawan karate stuff?" And it's because like I teach Kung Fu. Because it's pretty much all the same thing. The only difference is that one is more flavorful and one has other cool elements to it. A lot of them have like, and Kung Fu has more like healing stuff. And I kind of wanted to get into the healing stuff. But getting back to this whole concept of mind, body, and spirit. Okay, so the Okinawans, right? A lot of them were like trying to, train their martial arts. That's why like they have like the wheat flail, right? They use the farm implements, right? They have like the what do you call it? The wheat flail, the wheat hitter, whether it be the tonfa, or whether it be like the sickle, the kama, or like the catcher, right? Which is like the cultivator, or like the staff or whatever. It's just like a farming instrument, right? And then what happens is they're like, oh, because like the government, they took away the weapons from them. They couldn't like have swords. They couldn't have like spears and that kind of stuff. Okay. So like these guys were training and they were good at martial arts, but I think what happened was they realized in doing martial arts that they weren't training themselves only physically. Okay. They're also training themselves mentally and spiritually to be able to deal with the fact that they are a conquered nation. Okay, how to think about like their situation differently, understanding that if they actually went to war with what they have, even though they may have skill, they also have limited numbers. Okay, so maybe it's not so good to go and become an aggressor, attacking the government, right? Doing all kinds of like revolutionary things. But maybe it's better to just conquer your own mind, conquer your own spirit, right? And nurture your body. So instead of like using the martial arts for like aggression and war, to use it to win your own battle, right? Your own like mental battle. Can I live in this situation? Yeah, it's not that bad. Being conquered is not that bad. I don't have to like become a ruler, right? So long as my family is okay, they're not being overly oppressed, why not, right? I don't have to feel like the victim. Oh, I got conquered, I have to get my revenge, when I can just say, oh, let's move on and make the best of what we have here. So spiritually, I just go and I like train every day. I contemplate life. I feel good after training. It keeps me young and healthy. And basically, that's how I win. Because there's more than just one battle, right? It's not just a body, the battle of the world. It's also mental battle as well as like a spiritual battle. And if I can win one of the other three, then I don't have to gain back my revolution. I mean, I don't have to gain back my freedom. I can, and I don't even have to think of it as me losing my freedom. I could just think of it as I have rules that I have to follow, and that's life. Try the best and do whatever I can with what I have. And I think that that's one of the big benefits of martial arts, and I think that's one of the main concepts of the mind, body, spirit. Yeah, sure, you're never going to be a king. You're not going to go and conquer a nation. You're not going to take back what you think was taken away from you. You live in your environment, and you have to deal with it. You're going to go through stress. You're going to go through times of struggle, and you can use your martial arts to overcome it. Win some of the battles. You don't have to win them all. And so that's kind of how I look at like the three battles of the mind, body, and spirit. We're like, yeah, like me, uncle, he's losing the battle of the body, man. The plate lunch is just too strong in Hawaii. You got all kinds of good food, barbecue and all kinds of stuff like that. Yeah, I eat all the time. Yeah, sometimes I get stressed out too. Right? I have a day job, so I got to think to myself, hey, you know what, Brah, it's so hard. I can't be like, sacrificing my happiness all the time. So let's go out and eat. Let's go eat that ice cream. Let's go eat the shave ice. The malasada with the custard stuffing and stuff like that. Get plenty of stuff in Hawaii that's good to eat. So, that's how I look at it, yeah. Well, anyway, just a thought on the mind, body, spirit, the three battles. Remember, you can win one of them. You don't have to win them all, yeah.